First off, I'm going to introduce Steve Good, Executive Director of 5 Keys. Let's give him a big hand.
Hi, everybody. So my job is very simple. I'm here just to thank everybody for coming. And before I do so, I just want to quickly say a few things about 5 Keys. We were founded in 2003 by the San Francisco Sheriff's Department, which was a pretty revolutionary thing. A law enforcement agency starting a school inside of a county jail. A comprehensive high school that people always say, yeah, they're getting their GEDs. But no, we actually give full high school diplomas. In fact, 2 years ago, 2014, we were named California's Charter School of the Year. Well, we've also been fortunate that we've expanded our program, is that we don't only do high school diploma programs, we now offer college classes in the jails as well. In fact, I was at a community health workers class for women that we're offering at the women's jail this morning. So not only are we doing basic literacy and high school diplomas, we're now facilitating college classes that our teachers co-facilitate with the college instructors. But I think something we do more important than that is we've expanded out into the community. And today we have, I believe the current number is 55, soon to be 60, community learning centers across California where we provide full accredited high school diploma programs in Los Angeles County, Solano County, Alameda County, San Francisco County, and going to be San Bernardino and Solano counties next year. So I'm really proud of the fact that we realize the importance of doing the work inside, but equally important is doing the work outside for those that never finish their education. So that's what I want to say. I want to thank the families and our former students and all of our colleagues that are here today. Thank the San Francisco Sheriff's Department for their vision for starting us. Thank you to the teachers and to Kathy Rose for her 7 years has put on the 18 years. I also want to, on behalf of Kathy and all 5 Keys, thank Joan Jasper for hosting us here at the library for all these years. Chris White for adding the art. All this work is a lot of work, so Chris, thank you. Patricia Barraza for honoring our deceased students. Unfortunately, 5 Keys has a sad track record of losing many students, several students almost on a yearly basis, mostly to violence. And I just practiced Anthony's last name like 20 times. Anthony Piscatella, our videographer, who's helped us all videos as well. Our roadshow committee, mostly teachers and 5 Key staff. Cara VA, Anna Flores, Rachel Goldman, Ali De Natale, Suzanne Motley, Carlos McCorco, Mario Solana, Alicia Serrano, and Melinda Medea for one of our students that will be graduating in a few weeks, and Leslie Garner. So with that, I'm going to hand it back over to Fred. Thank you very much for coming out today.
That was Steve Good. I throw that name out all the time. You know, it's good to know people in good places and high places. You know, and all the good people I know work for 5 Keys. So if I know your name, everybody else knows your name. So they want me to start it off with a poem. So that's one of the things I found out that I had when I was incarcerated and I went through 5 Keys. I found out that I had the ability to write and write poetry, and they say it's good, so you guys let me know. This one is called Free at Last. Dear God, as I look to the future to see what it's got, I dare not forget my past and its thoughts, the things I said to get me clean, all those positive words I pray I mean. Now that I'm home with my family team, I can no longer live the life of a fiend, but my mind still drifts and thinks about cream as I wake up in a sweat from my pipe dream. Dazed and confused because I no longer want to use, but these coke dreams I have give me the blues. Do these dreams hold some important clues about how my submind wants to use? Mick and Brad said there'll be days like this, but this is my mind, I run this shit. But man, oh man, I would love a hit. But I can't do it, I won't play the fool. I'm gonna get in these meetings and use these tools and write me a poem about you crack smoking fools. Out there smoking on that crack for show, sharing needles and pipes, contracting diseases, don't you know? Spending all your money on the inhale and blow. Now look at you tweaking on the floor. So I'm gonna let y'all puff and I'm gonna let y'all pass, and I'm gonna go back to sleep and just dream of the past, because nothing beats waking up with a pocket full of cash. No longer putting clothes on the dope man's ass. No longer being a slave, I'm free at last. And I'm definitely free at last, man. I'm definitely free, you know. Even through my incarceration, though, I made sure that I got something out of it. And the best thing that I got out of it is the support that I get from all of you guys, man. I really appreciate everything and every way that you guys have helped. Next up, we have poetry from Five Keys class at Glide Memorial. Man, we all the way in Glide. We done went from the jails to Glide. Man, 5 Keys is all over, man. I'm loving it. Lena Armstrong, Nina Charlie, Barbara Jordan, Luis Costello, and Angelica Torres, and Melina Merdigi. Did I pronounce that right? Please forgive me if I did.
Good evening. Thank you be to God. And I'm going to 5 Keys, as you know, at Clyde's, and I wrote a poem, and this is my poem. The name of my poem is Moving Right Along. Yesterday I was lost and confused, and I didn't care about my life. Today I try to live my life better. Tomorrow I plan to go farther with my education. I'm from Ogden, Utah. I'm at a good start going back to school. I'm going to stay out of the way of the devil. Once I was an addict, now I'm a responsible person and I can be trusted. Someday I'll make a mark to others to let them know not to waste their lives. My mom was a good drinker. I didn't know my father. I myself am a recovering addict with still a long way to go. My children will always be loved and a part of my life. The world I used to live in was a dark one. The world I live in now, I can see better, I want to do better. The world I'm going to live in the future will be enjoyable and peaceful. Yesterday is gone. Today is now. Tomorrow is better. Enjoy the exhibit. All right.
My name is Barbara Jordan. You gotta go back there. My photo. My name is Barbara Jordan. This is my photo. All right. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. Yesterday I was jumping into a pool. Today I am in school to stay. Tomorrow I will be around. I'm from Oakland. I'm at school. I'm going to play music. Once I was a baby, now I am here to stay. Someday I will cry of joy. My parents out for dinner. I, myself, I'm sleeping. My children will be happy. The world I used to live in was yours. The world now live in is mine. The world I am going to live in will be ours. Yesterday I was sick, today I'm well. Tomorrow I will be better when I can be.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nina. I'm from 5 Keys. I'm attending school to get my diploma to go to college. And my poem is Bloom, 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 Bloom. I am Curious George. I hear many musical sounds. I see magically friend. I want desires like you. I hear musical sounds. I am pretty like a lion. I pretend that I'm a man. I touch animals and feel better. I worry about my toothache. I cry my sister in heaven. I am a happy dash hound. I understand you right. I say what I see. I say I want to see my mother. I dream about my imaginary friend. I try, then it happens. I hope that my life will be happy all the time. I am bright as the moon.
Good evening. My name is Angelica Torres, and I will be reading yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Yesterday, I woke up. Today, I learned. Tomorrow, I forgive. I'm from Alameda County. I'm in school writing a poem. I'm going to graduate high school with a high school diploma. Once I was younger, now I'm much smarter than before. Someday I'll be richer than today. My parents were immigrants. I myself was USA born. My children are US citizens of America. The world I used to live in was messed up. The world I live in now is even more messed up. The world I'm going to be living in is questionable. Yesterday is gone, today is here, and tomorrow's not promised.
Hello everyone, thank you for being here. Oh, I can't find it. There we go. Okay, so I'm the girl with the weird name. Nobody is able to say properly. So my name is Melina. I feel very honored to be here among the people from Five Keys, and mostly among all the students from Five Keys. I'm almost done. Well, I'm done basically. But although I've been here just for a short time, I've been inspired. Really, really inspired. I remember the first couple of weeks I was sitting with math. I was struggling. I was like, why do I have to struggle with that? Like trying to make a division when I can like go read an amazing book. It's going to take me the same amount of hours. I don't want to do a division. What for? And since we're at the library, I'm going to tell you that little thing. At that time, I was sitting next to somebody, and books have been part of my life. I'm one of those weirdos who have no friends. Their friends are like Proust and Dostoevsky, those kind of people. And as long as I can remember, they've been my friends. They've been there in the good and the bad times. I can't recall anything without them. And that day I was sitting with Miss Rose at Five Keys, and somebody was trying to read the word pen next to me. And I thought I was struggling with a division. And for about half an hour, I heard k, p, pen. In the end, the word cat as well. And about 2 weeks ago, I was sitting next to somebody who read a whole paragraph. And I was very, very, very happy. There's not many things that could have made me so happy. And that day, I've learned that I was not so brave. I can be way more courageous, way, way more. I don't know, and I will never know if I would have had the strength to start from the beginning, learning with the word pen. So I want to thank you, everyone, all the students that have been inspiring me so, 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 so much. And I love you guys, teachers. You've been amazing, but I want to thank the students. So now I have to go through the division, reading my poem. So this was an assignment actually, because otherwise I would have never thought about writing a poem, really. So the assignment, and I wanted that credit, real bad. So I did it. We were asked by Miss L, thank you for giving us that assignment, it was actually really cool in the end, was to write a poem about a woman we admire. There's many of them, we just had to pick one. So this is about the woman I admire. I'm short, sorry. It's warm inside. She could stay there forever. She can't. The baby girl will have to come out of the womb. She's hot and sweaty. She cannot wait any longer. She has to bring that baby out of her womb and into this world. Who is that woman I admire? That woman I admire? She was born out of love and suffering. She was brought into this world through pain and joy. She had to grow with support and sometimes abandon. She had to learn by remembering great knowledge and forgiving bad experiences. She had to feel the laughters and the tears. She had to give life, sometimes let die. She had to be vulnerable and strong. She had to be a woman. The woman I admire, that's the woman in you. That is the woman in her. And that's the woman in me. That is the woman in all of us. Thank you.
I have a responsibility now to the younger people, and the only way that I can do it is show them, so they have to watch what I'm doing and follow my lead. Right now we have a very special person we're lucky to have, Eddie Zane.
Happy New Breath, everyone. Happy New Breath. I just want to take this moment to invite you to really take a deep breath and just appreciate that, because that breath is in hell, it sustains your life. My name is Eddie Zhang. I had the good fortune of being as a commissioner with Steve Good at the Southeast Community Facility Commission. And I'm also a Soros Justice Fellow, being funded by the Open Society Foundation of New York. And I also sit on the board of directors at the Chinese for Affirmative Action in San Francisco, as well as on the board of directors of Chinatown Community Development Center. I also got appointed by the Board of Supervisors to sit on the Oversight and Advisory Committee at the Department of Children, Youth, and the Family. And I also consult for the Community Youth Center in San Francisco in the Bayview branch office. And I also work with people in Oakland, especially dealing with bringing people together. And tonight, I really feel privileged to be able to be in this space and share with all of you. And since art is a big piece of liberation and freedom, I want to share a poem that I wrote a few years back, just as a means of introduction. And the poem is called Autobiography at 33. I'm 33 years old and breathing. It's a good year to die to myself, despite being mired in constant ear-deafening screams from the cage occupants, triple CFS, PCs, gang validated, dropouts, parole violators, lifers, drug casualties, 3 strikers, human beings in San Quentin's 150-year-old solitary confinement. I don't want to start things over. At 33, I'm very proud of being who I am. I wrote a letter to a man who said that you deserve to lose your youth and not return into society until well into your middle age, after he read an article about me in San Francisco Weekly. Well, I told him that 100 years from now, when we no longer exist on this earth, humankind, the seriousness of my crime will not change or lessen. I can never pay my debt to my victims because I cannot turn back the hands of time. I will not judge you. Whenever I think about my crime, I feel ashamed. I've learned the more I suffer, the stronger I become. I'm blessed with great friends. I talk better than I write because the police can't hear my conversation. The prison official labeled me as a troublemaker. I dared to challenge the administration for a civil rights violation. I fought for ethnic studies in the prison college program. I've been a slave for 16 years under the 13th Amendment. I know separation and disappointment intimately. I memorized the United Front points of unity. I love my family and friends. My Shiro, Yuri Kochiyama, and young sister named Monica, who was pretty, wanted to come visit me. Somehow, I have more female friends than male friends. I never make love to a woman. Sometimes, I feel like 16, but my body disagrees. Some people call me a square because I don't drink, smoke, or do drugs. I'm a procrastinator, but I get things done. I've never been back to my motherland. I started to learn Spanish, escribir una poema en español. At times, I can be very selfish and vice versa. I've never been to a prom, concert, opera, sporting event, or my parents' house. I don't remember the last time I cried. I sweated Native Americans, attended Mass with the Catholics, went to services with the Protestants, sat and chanted with the Buddhists. My mind is my church. I'm spoiled. In 2001, a young lady I love stopped loving me. It felt worse than losing my freedom. I was denied parole for the 9th time. I assured Mom that I'd be home one day after she pleaded with me to answer her question truthfully. Are you ever going to get out of prison? The prison industry complex and its masters tried to control my mind, but it didn't work. They didn't know that I was introduced to Che Guevara, Yuri Kochiyama, Paulo Freire, Howard Zinn, Frederick Douglass, Asada Shakur, Bell Hooks, Maurice Comfort, Malcolm X, Gandhi, George Jackson, Mumia Buddha, and many others. I had about 100 books in myself because I was internalizing my politics. In 2000, I organized the first poetry slam in San Quentin. I earned my associate of arts degree, something I never thought possible. I self-published a zine. I was the poster boy for San Quentin. Sometimes in the 90s, my grandparents died without knowing that I was in prison. At 30, I kissed my dad on the cheek and I told him that I loved him for the first time. I'd written my first poem. I called myself a poet to motivate me to write because I knew poets would set us free. In 1998, I was granted parole, then was taken away. The governor's political career superseded my life. Sometimes in the 90s, I participated in most of the self-help programs. In 1996, I really learned how to read and write. I read my first history book, A People's History of the United States. My social conscious mind was awakened. In 1992, I passed my GED in Solano prison. I learned how to take care of my body from 89 to 93. In 1987, I turned 18 and went to the band from Youth Authority, the youngest prison in San Quentin's maximum security prison. I was lucky because people thought I knew Kung Fu. At 16, I violated an innocent family of 4 and scarred him for life, money, superseded human suffering. I was charged as an adult and sentenced to life with a possibility, no hablo inglés. I wish I could start things over. I was completely lost. At 12, I left communist China to capitalist America, no hablo inglés. I was spoiled. In 1976, I went to the demonstration against the Gang of 4. Life was just a blur from ages 1 to 6. On May 29, 1969, I inhaled my first breath. Thank you. As I reflect on the successes of all the 5 key charter participants and the students and all the investment that the teacher and people from the community investing in the human being, in the human potential, I see power, and I feel the power of the human spirit here. Because no matter what uniform that we put on, at the end of the day, we're all human beings.
Right, that's shame.
And just like I started out just naming all this stuff, is not I'm trying to brag. It's just to show you that I could be all that, but yet you wouldn't know that I've been locked up for 20 years, 21 years of my life. That I grew up in prison age 16 to 37. But yet, because I was able to find myself, find my ways, and invest in myself, then the community supported me. And through that process, I was able to heal. And that process, it took a very violent personal revolution to be able to find that we must come together to really look at ourselves honestly and how miraculous our life is in order for us to come together and say that we need a collective revolution.
Okay.
So for me, it's focused on how do you align your chi, right? And the chi that I'm talking about is not just the breath that sustains our life, but the chi that I'm talking about is culture, history, and identity. How do we invest in learning about culture, be proud of who we are, and to be able to understand that as long as we are living, we should never forget where we came from, how we got here, where we're going. And the way that we can do that is focusing on that chi. So I can talk for all day and all night, but I'm really grateful to be in this presence of all of you. Last year I was given a pardon by Governor Brown, something that doesn't happen frequently to people, but yet I was able to do that because I invested in myself and because I received support from the community and people validate my transformation. So never give up hope, never give up on yourself, because when there is breath, that is hope. Happy New Year.
Hey, dang, that man bad. That man bad, boy. I thought I was doing something with 2 jobs. I'm not go out here and do a little more. Thank you, man. Really, I really appreciate it. Let's give him another hand. It's things like that that let people know that they really can change. Man, all that Eddie went through, and look where his life is today, man, everything is possible. Everything is possible. Okay, next up we have women from the Women's Resource Center, introduced by Ida McRae.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? All right. I'm here, and I wanted to talk about the quilts and the art that happens at the Women's Resource Center. And in that, all the quilts were never made by one person or two persons. It's made by a collective of women formerly incarcerated, in substance abuse, or those who have graduated from substance abuse program, i.e. the used to be Walden House. And some of them had homes, and some of them were without homes. Sometimes the women would come in for a week or two and cut a few pieces, and you never see them for another month. And sometimes they would just stay the afternoon. But I want to say, most importantly, the idea of women working together is something that's growing lost. And it's like a craving that we can sit in a circle, we can do something, we can create. I wanted to talk about the quilt here that you see. This is the block quilt. This is a traditional form, the technique of quilting. It's like the G's Bender quilts of old, and it's usually used with whatever fabric is available. And in that, I want to thank Surgelot, Sherry from Surgelot. Her business is on Ocean Avenue, and it had not been for her, these quilts would not look like they do. Okay, and then in the back there, you see there's a quilt. It's called What Lies Beneath. And in that, I wrote a little piece about what lies beneath. What lies beneath is our core of life that carries us through these waters. Sometimes the tides are rough, and sometimes the branches appear deadened and beyond redemption. But there is life, if only a sail can revive an entire tree. What is beneath all of us is humanity. Yeah, I made that up. Some people call it humanity, I call it humanity. Women give, women create, and think beyond the moment. Staying human no matter what the surface tide appears to present. This quilt relates to each and every one that stands in the face of femicide, death of transgenders and women, and all female identified are randomly attacked, methodically, and sometimes for sports and entertainment. Why? To keep up the status quo. These roots, we, are the same as the other trees, people, but we must remember to embrace what truly lies beneath us all. And that's the sentiment behind the quilt back there. And at this time, I want to introduce.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Shemacy. At the Women's Resource Center, we teach a class, and we ask some of the incarcerated women what words come to mind when they think of violence. These are some of the words that they came up with. Reflection of incarcerated women. God is love. Stop the violence. Peace around the world. Unite to fight. Enough is enough. Love is patient. Love is life. Love is peaceful. Love is forever. Love is unconditional. Love is freedom. Love is commitment. Love is sweet. Love doesn't hit you. Love doesn't hurt. Love is enduring. Love is honesty. Love is loving yourself. Love is pure. Love is laughter. Love is beautiful. Love is kind. No harm, no pain, no tears, no force, no rape, no sexual abuse, no hate, no intimidation, no physical abuse, no control. Love is.
Incarcerated women. And next we have, and I want to tell you we have 3 different techniques with the quilts. The what lies beneath is by fusion technique, where you take a hot iron and just kind of blend it in so you get the art quilt. This is a traditional, and the third one here you see is embroidered from Serge-a-lot. It's called The Rose Garden, and this poem was written, and you'll hear it later.
Hi everybody, good evening. Thank you for coming. Hi Mom. I don't think I want the mic, I have a very loud voice. Okay. Oh, mother. Look at this. My name is Catherine again, and I'm reading the story of Jacqueline Gordon, case manager of Five Keys Charter School at the WRC. Arkansas. I was born in Arkansas, a little town called Arkadelphia, where we lived with my grandparents. My grandmother had a sister. They shared the land together that was divided by a little broken down fence. They grew vegetables and all kinds of fruits. There were peach trees, apple trees, grapevines, strawberries, pears, oranges. There were greens, cabbages, potatoes, and much more. We would pick the fruit and put them in what's called a number 2 tub where my granddaddy would make hooch. Know about it? We also bathed in a number 2 tub and washed clothes in it as well. In our front yard was a large pecan tree. I could still smell them roosting in the fireplace. There was a small water hole where people would congregate and kids played in the creek, roasting pigs, lambs, chickens. They sold eggs and vegetables and fruits. I loved growing up in Arkansas. I missed running through the woods. There were so many of us. Everybody was kin to somebody. My granddaddy would joke saying, "That's your cousin twice removed." My mother was very restless. All she talked about was going to California. At the age of 11, we had arrived in San Francisco, California. She got a job cleaning houses. After waiting for what seemed to be a lifetime, my father got a job as a cook on the USS Enterprise. Something happened to my father on one of his trips out to sea. He left one day like he had done for years, but this time, he never returned home. I had no friends. The kids made fun of my hair and clothes. I felt lost and alone. I found myself daydreaming of being back home, lying in the meadow grass and weeds so high, no one could see me. It was there I felt safe that gave me continual sanctuary. There were times when I would plead, "Mama, please, let's go back home." "There's nothing for me there," she would say. She loved the city and everything that came with it. I went home every summer. There were times when I thought about not going back, but I knew my mother needed me. As time passed, I made myself fit in just by going along. More time passed, started getting into trouble. We all know how that goes. I was 19 when my mother finally made it to glory. I truly felt lost and alone then. I still wonder how my life would have been if we never came to California. Her name is Jacqueline Gordon, and this is the beginning of her story. Thanks again.
And next I would like to introduce Tiffany Castellanos, who came to us as an intern, and also I was able to be your instructor for part-time. But in that, I want to thank Five Keys too, because you give us an opportunity to tell our stories and put it out, because that way we no longer have to hold all of it. Continue.
Hi, everybody. So I first got to tell this story at a Women's Day bruncheon at the Women's Resource Center, and it was a really freeing experience. So this is my story. We are just a skin encapsulated ego squeezed into a body for a span of a lifetime. My journey has never been easy, but without my struggle, I wouldn't have found my strength. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Selling drugs, prostitution, and gangbanging were a way of life. While trying to raise my kids and taking care of my dying mother, being strung out in drugs and fighting my case on my way to prison, the only way to describe me then was unmanageable. And the time came 3 years at 85%. I can't say I lost everything. The choices I made in my addiction were more important. 2 days after going to Chowchilla Women's Prison, my mother died. I wasn't able to go to her funeral. I made her funeral arrangements from inside those prison walls. My plan was to become an active gang member in there, or whatever it is I was planning to do. But everything changed, and so did my path, and I changed my direction. I had already buried my dad and my sister, and now my mom, and that was all I had left. Was my kid, and all I had left was my kids. I had already lost contact with them. The woman I had left my kids and my mother with, whom I thought I could trust, while I was dead wrong. The crazy thing is that she was so dependable and trustworthy all my life, and then it changed. My oldest was locked up, and my daughter, my little one, wasn't even allowed to attend my mother's funeral. She didn't take my baby. I worked while I was in there, and I took any self-help classes I could. And I stayed to myself and did my time. And when my friend got out, she took my kids out of the situation they were in. Never in my life did I have a solid plan, or a backup plan for that matter. So I used my time wisely and worked on myself and my addiction and my issues, so I would never have to return to the prison walls again. I didn't know God was all I needed till it was all I had, and by no means am I a Bible thumper, but I have been set free. When I was released, I went into treatment, got a job, and got my first child back. And I moved into a different program, graduated the first, and got my second child back. And I started school, and now I'm a graduate of college, so I can help people from the same situation. I made some recent discoveries about the woman who had my children first, and she did damage to my kids that are just of the worst kind. They were abused in the worst way. But I thank God that I have a voice and I can take care of it. I will not allow guilt to overcome me, I will continue to move on and allow my children to motivate, inspire, and drive me to success. Everyone faces trials and tribulations. They can either I'm sorry, you guys, it makes me emotional. Everyone faces trials and tribulations that they can either build us up or tear us down. It is our choice. But today I know that I am more than a conqueror. And anytime I get tired, I look at who's watching me, and quitting is not an option. This is my story, and I have been redeemed.
All right.
Debbie Caruso. Debbie Caruso, 7th Century could not run as effectively as it is now without the expertise, experience, wisdom of the bee. I've nicknamed her the bee because she's here, there, this, or there, what's going on. So, Debbie, thank you. Thank you.
My name is Ranisha Mancy, once again. I'm going to read The Rose Garden, the embroidered poem that's right here. The Rose Garden. We often say, stop and smell the roses. We in reentry, transition from negative circumstances, have to delve deeper to find those roses. This is the sentiment behind these quilts. It is what we strive to find in each individual that comes to the WRC. Find the rose, find the garden within. Thank you.
Ooh, I love it. Those are some bad women right there. Go ahead on, women, sisters. All right, next up, this is crazy. This is, wow. Who would ever think that I'd be doing what I'm about to do now? Next up is Sheriff Vicki Hennessy.
He's a great MC, isn't he? I'm sorry I lost my voice a little bit today, but I just wanted to tell you how pleased I am to be here. I've been standing in the back for this whole show, and I've loved hearing all your work. The work you do, Ida, at the WRC, I'm very impressed with, and of course these quilts are lovely, and I like the idea behind the quilts, because that's what's even more important, is the idea of putting things together, working together to get something done. And sometimes that's like just the first thing that people need to kind of get their lives in order, and I think that's just so important. And I also have to give a shout out to all the people who have stood up here and talked tonight, because some of them have shared some very, very personal stories, some very emotional stories, and it takes a lot of guts to do that. Tiffany, you were the last one, but everybody who did it, it's just, it's inspiring, and you may not understand how inspiring it is. So I just think, I just wanted to say thank you for having me here tonight. I'm the sheriff of San Francisco, but I was an art major at one time. And, I wasn't a good art major, which is why I'm here. But I do know the importance of art. I really think that art is just such a wonderful thing. I hate seeing it disappear from our classrooms for kids in school. Art and music, both of those items are so important. And so, see that with 5 keys, you're getting not just the high school education, not just education in life, but you're also getting art and music as well, I hope. And I saw, it was fun seeing the cover guys singing, because I went to the cover program for an event last week for Memorial Day, and they all stood up, and all of a sudden there were only 3 of them standing there because they were so embarrassed. But this was great to see it now, wade in the water. It was great. We all sang it together. And I have to say, it's just interesting to see how people react when they're put on the spot and they have to give forth. And yesterday we had a great graduation of 5 keys. We saw 2 of the students up here today that graduated yesterday. So I just wanted to once again welcome everybody to the art show and thank the 5 Keys staff. All the staff in the jails that work so hard to work with everybody to help produce this program. I see we have some art from Los Angeles 5 Keys as well, which is kind of new and kind of great for this event. And once again, thank you all for coming today. Really appreciate it.
All right, let's give the sheriff another hand. Next up, we have Louis Castillo from Glide with a poem.
Go ahead, Louis.
attend Five Keys Charter School. I'm trying to get my high school diploma. And then I will attend college to become an accountant. I wrote a little short poem. It's called I Am Luis by Luis Castillo. I am an animal living out of its own environment. I wonder what it is to be free of stress. I hear the sound of peace at Bodecker Park. I see people who are out of their minds on drugs. I want to move to a better place. I'm a trapper, like a prisoner. I'm trapped like a prisoner. I pretend that tomorrow will be better. I touch the beautiful flowers and plants. I worry time is so short in life. I cry because I live in the hood. I understand that the situation can be changed. I see people inspire me. I dream soon I will be moved to a better place. And I try to help other people. I hope to find a solution to this madness. I am a warrior who will win at the end. Okay, thank you.
All right, Louis, thank you. Let's give him another round of applause. Next up, we have Deontay Relaford, Five Keys graduate and artist, talking about his art.
Hi everybody. My name is Deontay Relaford. I'm a 5-key graduate from the 5-key charter school. Kathy was my teacher, did an excellent job. I'm blessed to be here. I just want to say thank you. I learned a lot. First, I just want to speak on one of the inmates in prison or in county jail right now. His poem was called Scarred. As an African-American man, I can definitely relate to that. I'm very scarred up under here, and I've been scarred by the police often, and I just want to say I'm blessed to make it, and that poem really spoke to me. Kind of nervous up here, though. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm not from California. It's very humble down there. It's very move faster out here. I've been drawing all my life. I adapted from my brother. He stopped drawing at an early age, and I picked it up from him. I only draw in pencil right now. I've just started to paint, and I'm getting more into painting. If it wasn't for the 5-key charter school, I probably wouldn't be here today. I'd probably be hanging with gang members. Bad example for me. People that is not my friends, that just want to use in the blues. My art is on the back table back there, all the way as when you first walk in. It was not in at first. As y'all go out, y'all can see it, or y'all can see it. I also have Whoopi Goldberg as well as my lion over there on the wall. Thank you. And I also draw. I also do tattoos too. I'll draw it out for you. I'm not gonna touch your skin though. Basically, I really want to say I'm blessed, and I'm thankful for being here. I'm thankful for Kathy for emailing me to let me know that the show was going on this year. I was a spoke host for last year. My art is for sale at the back table. They're go for $50. Those are the originals. I actually sell the copies and make a lot of money off the copies. But the original are for sale, and they are in different states too. They're not just in California. They're in Nevada, They're in Hawaii on Honolulu. The island is called Honolulu. That's about it. I appreciate the ladies up here, the ladies that came and spoke earlier. Hi, ladies. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you, and as well as my art, as well as other people's art. It's an expression of feeling, stress, and it's a way to release a lot of pain and suffering. And I release it all on paper, because working out just don't work. You know? So that's all I have to say, and I just want to say thank you. If you want to talk to me about my art, please let me know. I'll be in the back as well, and let the show continue. Thank you.
You see when he mentioned the ladies, so you know he got it. He does have some beautiful art back there. Man, I'm trying to get my money together to get that owl. So y'all keep your hands off the owl. All right, next up we have Yolanda Morissetti. Is Yolanda here? Hey, come on, Yolanda. There she is. Did I pronounce your last name right? Okay, she gonna get up here and pronounce it and she tell me how to do it right. I do apologize.
First, I want to say congratulations to all the women who did the 5 keys. I'm a part of the women's group at Glide, and I graduated from Sage, and been a big part of the community in my 6-year of recovery.
Oh, wow.
I didn't go to the 5 key school, but I did graduate with my class, and that was back in '83. And so after that, I did go to college for a while at Solano Community College. I wanted to get out and do other things, you know, and never went back. I was able, at the age of 50 last year, to do my first college class with Miss Ida McCrae here. And so it's never too late, whether you're trying to get your diploma, your GED, your associate's degree, your master's degree, or your bachelor's degree. It's never, ever too late to change and to make a difference. I'm going back to school this fall to get my associate's degree in journalism at 51 years old. I wrote a poem, I'd like to share it with you. It's called My Road to Recovery. I used to be a child in the wind, taking a spin on the roller coaster of life, hiding in darkness, fearing fear itself, placing obstacles on a mysterious shelf where the dust never cleared, dancing around rooms with shadows of despair. I could not see the forest for the trees. The faces emerged from a whimsical, satirical universe of addiction, my pain, my shame, living with the lies, the deceit, the grief, crying and praying the tears will wash away what the rain cannot descend down the drain, crawling out, facing the sun, knowing one has a chance because their life matters. I can no longer be afraid. The trees have cleared. The sun is shining. No more darkness, no more pain. The tears of life are those of joy because a little girl lost in the wind has emerged to claim her throne. She's in God's hands. He never left her. But one had to roam through the Tenderloin jungle to realize its destructive atmosphere and to know healing can be accomplished if I fought hard enough. That little girl was me, but now that same woman is in recovery.
All right. I just became a student in March, and my reason for going to 5 Keys, I had a sickness happen to me 3 years ago, and I was paralyzed. And my memory was kind of gone, insensitive. And watching you young ladies and you men, it was so wonderful just to see what's going on. And I wanted to go back to school, and 5 Keys are helping me get ready to go to college, go back to college. I was in college, and to go back to college, get my life back together. This art is so wonderful, and I wanted to be a part. And I said, well, I don't know how to draw, I don't know how to write, I don't do poems, but I do something. So, like I said, my name is Valerie, and this is my friend Dubud.
Do buddy say hi to all the nice people? How do you know? How do I know what? How do you know they're nice? Yeah, they wouldn't let people in here unless they were nice. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say hi to all you nice people. Only the nice ones. Okay, dude, buddy, everybody here is nice. But aren't you happy to be here? Did you see what was going on? Yeah, I was just sitting back there just waiting, because actually, I don't know why we're here. I'm just here, I go where you go. Yeah, I know, dude, buddy. But it's like, I think it's like the community coming together and the young people and everybody going back to school and getting education. Yeah, education. You know, I got a little rap. I kind of learned a little rap. So I'm doing a little rap. Give me a little beat out. Terrible times in the last days. Wicked people in wicked ways. Lovers of money, boastful and proud. A little children are running wild and they're ending up in the juvenile. What do they need? Education. What do they need? Education. Say education. Hey, education. All right, education. Okay, dude, buddy. That's it. Very important, and no matter what age, somebody said it went back at 51. I'm 56, and I'm going back to school because this is what I want to do and be able to reach young people and help them. This is what I want to do. So thank you, 5E. Thank you very much.
That's you, buddy. And that lady, man, that was great. Next up, we have Jerome Hambrick. Is Jerome Hambrick here? My man, how you doing this evening?
All right. First off, I want to say thank you to Kathy Rose because she's been more than instrumental for me. I have been drawing all my life. My pieces are over here, but I draw in jail and prison while I was there, out of necessity, and necessity to stay sane and to keep myself in the right, frame of mind. And it kept me out of trouble too, because I was drawing. And I really feel like there needs to be more art materials, papers, pencils, pens, rulers, everything, color pencils, all those things. Because there's a lot of pods in the jail that don't get any type of supplies at all. And so that's one of the things that I'm actually trying to promote. So. And art's great. Just can't make any money at it. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice night.
All right, let's give everybody a big round of applause. That was great. All right, they say on the paper, next up they got Fred, and that's me. So I got a couple of pieces I'm gonna share with you, and I'm gonna let you guys go on and go home. But this next piece that I'm gonna share is called I Hope You Heard What I Had to Say. And in my pieces, you'll hear me speak about Brad and Mick. I don't know where Brad is, but I know where Mick is. Mick Gardner, that's my sponsor, that's my guy, that's my go-to person. Man, when things get rough and I can't make it and I need a hand, I call that man. Took me to my first 49er game, man. So I got to stay in touch with him. You know what I mean? That's my guy. As I look at the news, it's no surprise that all these killings go on before the rise of the sun that brings a new day. But last night the killers were out to play. As I leave this place with my mission in hand,
How can I get these youngsters to really understand that taking a life does not make you a man? 20-some years I spent on the pipe, but now it's my life I have to get right. 9 months in the can, not a woman in sight. Just a whole bunch of youngsters with that 20 to life fight. Don't waste your life on violence and drugs, running these streets trying to be real thugs. Tupac said, is there a heaven for a G? Read your Bible and then you will see. Repentance of your sins is how it's got to be. You need to get on your knees and say, please, please, please. Father God, forgive me of the things I've done wrong. Now it's time to stop singing that sad, sad song. Get your life together and do your part. Let's turn this shit around and begin at the start. As you look in my eyes, I'm ready to go. 24 and I wake up, I'm out the door. To fight that air they all talk about. Will I be the one to win this bout? Or will I be that brother they all talk about? The one that hit that air and totally forgot all that shit Brad and Mick talked about. I talked a good game in them circles, you see, but now I'm to the streets to be all I can be. It's not the army, but I'm strapped up tight. I got my 5 keys to win this fight. Job, I got that. Place to stay, I got that. Dope, don't want that. Support, I need that. So best believe that I won't be back. Hit these streets and lay down new track. Get my money and start to restack. Hit these meetings and get good feedback. Come back in a year and hit y'all with that. That would be my way to give back. To keep what you got, you have to give it away. So I pray y'all heard what I had to say today. This be some of the realest shit that I wrote. It was just 5 years ago, I was blowing coke smoke. Yeah, you heard me right, I was on the pipe. But now I spit these poems and they come out right. Teaching you brothers how to get your game tight. This is my way of shining my light. To lead my brothers up out of the dark. This is my way of doing my part. To rid this world of violence and disease and do it by any means necessary. So I hope you heard what I had to say today and change your life and you do it today. See, I stroke that clock each and every day because we ain't got no time to play. So I hope you heard what I had to say today and pray that God change your life today. That was the poem I wrote on my way out the door to jail. And everything I said that I was going to do in that poem, I did do. I went back into the jails a year later, talked to the fellas and showed them, and I'm still being an inspiration to them by keeping myself clean and keeping on pushing. This one here is one of my newest poems. I've been working 2 jobs for 5 short years, overcoming my insecurities and fears, trying to be a role model to these youngsters and my peers, getting ahead at a snail's pace, putting my all into this rat race, and doing it all without catching a case. I want to make a difference in this world, you see, but it seems I only have time to work on me. See, I wasted a lot of time blowing coke smoke, in and out of crack houses trying to do the most, taking a toast with the devil, selling my soul to the pipe, sleeping in the day and tweaking at night, never telling myself what I'm doing ain't right, because all my thinking was based on the pipe. 20-some odd years later, with 5 years clean, yeah, I made some accomplishments. I even fulfilled some dreams. But now I want more, like a good credit score, or maybe a job that pays 20 or more. But is this really what I need, or is this just my greed? See, if you knew what I got, you say I got a lot. I went from crackhead to landlord in 5 short years, still working 2 jobs, trying to not have any money fears. The law of attraction, it really works for me. And praying to my God-given armor, you see. Because no matter what I got, no matter what I get, I will lose it all if I take that hit. 5 years clean and 20 years dirty, that ain't shit. My foundation's got to be sturdy. So I surround myself with people like Nick. He's making sure my foundation's made of brick. Now let me drop some knowledge on the situation at hand. Let's not forget I'm merely a man with a twisted Melrose belief system I can no longer stand. Taught to stuff my feelings unless they're mad. Never feeling the hurt, never dealing with the sad. 0 to 100 on all the negative and bad. 20 years wasted on a puff pass. When I was locked up, I thought it was hard. Shit, 5 years clean in these streets. Easy was that yard. No bills, no car, no clock to punch. Just a commissary lunch, just a commissary list, and a bunch of funk. And real life is hard, but the reward is great. Being a man of my word, not dealing with the faith. So I'm going to build on that 5 and work on 10. And that 20 I wasted, I'm going to leave in the wind. I did one good thing and more good follow. Now my soul is filled, no longer hollow. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119,
I just want to thank everybody, each and everybody that came out today, that supports Five Keys, that supports this art. Man, I want to give a big round of applause to all the teachers, counselors, Five Keys, everybody, all the people. If you have a chance, there's still some more art you can see outside. And if you get a chance, just thank everybody you can. Thank you, folks.